Good night, help my done tonight. God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma J, Spirit is Divine. I'm here to give you a short news and a word on tonight. So first we're gonna start with the Gag Order. Okay. Um that former President Trump disregarded a court order, which is a court order, which is the Gag Order. Now the judge had put here, former Trump to stop speaking about cold cases and secret information to the public. Now, you cannot use the First Amendment in the Constitution, for your wrongdoing. So we have to protect the secret information, cold cases, and public uh, from the public. So you have violated the court order, which is the Gag Order. Now, the court imposed restriction on the information during the trial proceeding not to be released to the public. Now, if you break the Gag Order, judges can threaten a Gag Order violation, with a fine and jail time, but it could prompt serious political reason. So first, a Gag Order is a court order to not discuss something outside the courtroom. Now this may be done to ensure a fair trial, for the defendant to the jurors that is always prohibited from discussing the trial with people when they go home. So even when you go home, you can't discuss in a court. So imagine discussing it on public. So if the jurors does so, this could taint the process requiring retrial. So if you had if you had a court order and you disregard it would cause a retrial. So but if you break the guard, like I just said, justice can threaten a Gag Order violating with a fine and jail time, but jail time or presidential candidate could prompt serious political. So um, we cannot take Gag Order. We have to take it serious because it's certain stuff be said at the court cases, or in a meeting, you know, which is secret. You know, you if you can't go home and discuss it, you cannot discuss it publicly. So it's a responsibility, for the Gag Order to remain and deal with responsibility. So it due to a fine, and we see we already charged him a fine. You know, um, it have to take place. Because you have to take it serious. It's secret information. From the public. You know, um, when you can't discuss this at home, meaning you can't discuss it publicly. So that's all I have for the Gag Order to remain and take responsibility. And it already charged with the fine because she disregarded the Gag Order so many times. So and also this is my story. Oh, I'm sorry. This is my story. Like Elijah dealt with many trouble, and I caught myself in a trouble, still in a trouble. But making it through. So making it through the drought. God broke me, to make me. I was just broken. I'm all in, still in this stone. You know, weak, but I'm still making it. Still making it. I'm drop bottom to nothing. But I was really broken down. I was out of everything. Just like that widow was out of everything. But God made a way out of no way. Even when God was quiet. Some of us will get so scared and panic because we don't hear God's voice. And we don't have direction from God when we in such a strain. But one thing you have to know when God is quiet and you don't hear from him, you're just praying and you're praying. We have to just stay in alignment and don't get out of alignment when we don't hear from God. Because He was faithful every time, and He came through. So even though He be quiet and He may not answer you, you know, um, He's still there. And sometimes He work behind the scene, and a lot of time, He allow you to be in certain things, just like the widows, you know, He allowed them to be in it because He watching them. He watching over them. When it gets to a point, when that lady was just picking up sticks and stuff, she said, "That's my last meal." God will always show up at the right time. And see, that's the point I was at. I thought I was at my last, at my last, and I didn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, God will send people to you. My family, my children just pop up, and everybody just start helping. What you need? What you need? That's God doing. No, that's God doing, because he had Elijah to show up just in time when she was picking up her last meal, and that's God watching over you. When we think we by ourselves, we don't have no way out, and you just crying. I was weak. I just couldn't get around. I was just at my last drop. I was dropped bottom. And then all of a sudden, when I was bent over at the table, just trying to make myself eat, who's called on the phone? It was my daughter. Next thing you know, my son. Help was just coming. My neighbor always help. Come with 2 big old boxes of stuff. Help will come out of nowhere. But you just have to not give up. You just have to keep holding on. You just have to keep on praying and watch how all of a sudden you will get help. Even in my darkest days, I was still, in this drought, in this storm. I still get up every day. Still get up every day and do what I need to do to serve God command. Because I believe in God. Because if I didn't, I would have stopped a long time ago. But I believe in God in my drought, in my darkest time. When I'm drop bottom, when I'm broke, and I'm broken, I still was getting up every day. Every day doing my duties to serve God command. I didn't have no other choice but was making it through the drought. Day by day. You got to make it through your drought. You got to make it through. You got to use the tools that you have in your house until your tools is all dried up. That lady widow, her tools was dried up. All she had was that herb. Herb, a little bit of herb in a bottle, in a little flour. And she said, "I'm making my last meal for me and my son." God watches, and what God did, sent her help at the nick of time. Elijah came at the nick of time, and that's how God did with me, and that's how He'll do with everyone. When you just keep on praying, and you keep on fasting, you keep on believing in God, He will make it happen. Your help was come out of nowhere. Your help will come out of nowhere. She thought she was fixing her last meal. But Elijah showed up. I thought I was at my last, just drop bottom, but then God showed some help up. The neighbor would bring 2 boxes over, children just start making growth, bringing stuff around. That's God will send you help at the nick of time. But you have to keep God command. You just have to keep on praying, and you have to keep on fasting, and just believe that God will send you some help. I went through the pain and suffering. I kept going when I felt, when I felt that I ain't had no more energy. I was just weak with no energy. But our things were still getting done in slow motion, but it was still getting done. But God's strength had kept me going. You know, it kept me going. I didn't fall flat on my face, even though I wanted to, even though I thought I was gonna fall. And this was just yesterday. I thought I was gonna fall. But when the time got hard, I continue on praying will build you up, and fasting will build you up, reading that Bible. I believe that God will make a way. You just have to have it in your mind. Your mind just have to be made up that you're going to believe, and you're going to keep going. Something in me will not let me quit. The devil want me to quit. The devil putting obstacles all in my way. Why she don't want to stop? I just keep on going. So when I was worried, just worrying about everything, all of a sudden, my family pop up. That was help. You know, two boxes just coming. Mama help. It was just help coming out of nowhere. You know, um, but God, it was nobody. Just because the people that come and pop up in your life and help you, that's still God. That's God sending you help. You prayed for it, and He sent you help. So, and there was help, but God. I was always making a way out of nowhere. He was always making a way out of nowhere in my drought. There was one how she keep going to the store. She ain't got no job. How she keep going to the store. But God was making a way in my drought. The devil was to script me of everything. That's why they was worrying. How she still making it? How she still making it? But God make a way. I used the tools that was in my house. And I made it. My son said, you was cooking red beans and all this kind of stuff. I thought you was good. I said, but I was using the tools that I have in my house. And so you use the tools in your house until you can't use nothing else. That's that lady. She used every tool that she had in the house until she was at her last bottom. And that's what you got to do. You got to use the tools in your house. When you cooking, people said, and just like my son was like, I thought you were straight. You cooking red beans and all this cornbread and all that. You use the tools that you have in your house until you can't use no more. In the mix of all, I was humble. Sometimes people can look at you and don't see nothing wrong with it. You still going to the store, still walking around doing a missionary. You don't have to look like what you're going to. You just got to keep on being yourself. You ain't got to let everybody know you in a drought. You just got to be yourself. Nobody, just like my son, didn't know what was going on. I'm coming to pick up red beans and cornbread and all that. If you keep doing, finding the tools in your house, you can make it until you run dry. So in the mix of all, I was humble, but I did had emotions sometimes. You get to your breaking point. I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody's not perfect. You gonna cry sometimes. Just don't stay in your emotional stage. So in the mix of my drought, it broke me. It broke me. You know, Everything. I just lost everything. And it broke me. But God did not let it destroy me. Even though the devil wanted to destroy me, but God didn't allow it to destroy me. I went through, even, even though, I was weak, but I was strong. You know, I was strong time and time as time go by. You know, even though, I went through it and still had to cook and clean up and wash clothes, things had to still be done. My commandment, everything still had to be done. In slow motion, it was getting done. There is a God. If nobody don't know, oh, excuse me, if nobody don't know, there is a God, and He is real. He is real. He will fight for you and deliver you. I thank God for being with me through my drought. I thank Him. I thank Him. So there was nothing I didn't went through. It was not easy. Will try to break me into pieces. This made me stronger. you know. But the devil was trying to break me into pieces, permanent. But good thing I'm a strong person. In that drought or any kind of storm you in, it's all about keeping your mind in peace. Because once the devil gets your mind, because when you in that storm and you vulnerable, the devil will try to mess with your mind, and the devil wants to control you. So you have to keep a good mindset in a drought, you know, in any kind of storm, So I was weak with no strength, but I still was moving with faith. I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I didn't just lay it in the bed for days and days. I was out doing my missionary, everything that I had to do, week and out, but I still move out on faith. I didn't let it keep me still. The devil just wanted that. Why she didn't stop? We want her to stop. When your mind is made up and you believe in God, you're going to keep doing what you have to do. You're going to keep showing up. You're going to keep believing. That's the main thing. Keep believing, and keep your hope alive. So God broke me to make me. God will break you to make you. And He also will not let the devil destroy you. Uh, to make it through the drought. I made it through the drought. Making it through the drought, because it's not over. It's not over until God says over. God is the only one can say your battle is over with. He will bring you through. And so that's all I have. Making it through my drought. And God will make a way out of no way. And we also talk about the Gag Order. The Gag Order is not to be played with, because you have to respect that anything that's dealing with the court cases and what been said, have to be secret. It cannot be said, spoken to the public, So, and you can't abuse the First Amendment in the Constitution, And so I request that the Gag Order remain, and you got to take responsibility, and it already started with a fine, because he disregarded the Gag Order too many times. They let him slide, too many times, So that's all I have. Oh, and I also you can book Bible study. Bible study. I also you can schedule Bible study. And I'm also a spiritual healer. And you can book a reading. and also a missing divine. If you need loved one found, you know, the information be down below. You can always come on my page on TikTok. They've been coming on my page sending missing persons to be found. So you can do it like that. And the information be down below. So thank you, and y'all have a nice day, and I see y'all in the next video.